You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience and contains coarse language. Could it be any more spoilery about a 25-year-old sitcom? Hello, and welcome back to the one where we watched a Friends Rewatch podcast.
What the fuck was that?
That was some gusto for you.
No.
Come on.
Hello. What? You're not even British.
Aren't I though?
No.
I'm not. No.
Okay. Can we start again?
We're not starting again. I tell you what, we'll start again. You do the introduction.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the one where we watched a Friends Rewatch podcast.
Oh, you've
See?
got it.
Professional.
All right, you're doing the next one. You know who you sound like?
What?
You know who you sound like?
What? Who?
Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
Fuck!
This week, we're looking at the 19th episode of Friends, the one where the monkey gets away. Aired March 9, 1995, written by the lovable team of Jeff Astroff and Mike Sikowitz, returning from last week. And it's my turn.
I guess they're real
the
Ross
synopsis.
lovers. That's my guess.
Yeah.
They really tried to
You think they're deep in the mind of Rostifer?
I just think, I don't know. We're 2 for 2 now where they have written offensive Ross episodes.
Offensive. Okay. All right. Well, let me give you a synopsis. Okay, so Ross has a thing for Rachel, as we know. He decides that he's going to ask her out after she looks after his monkey. She takes care of his monkey. She's looking after Marcel. She has also just discovered that Barry and Mindy, her ex-fiancé and ex-maid of honor, are getting married. While she's babysitting Marcel, he gets away. And basically the rest of the episode is Ross being a complete prick, but then still trying to bang her at the end.
So you agree with me?
That's it. That's the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot happens this episode. I'm going to say something right up front here at the top of the episode.
Yep.
100%. This is my least favorite episode we've watched thus far.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I don't find it that funny. I don't find it that entertaining. I really, really, really have a deep problem with Ross in this episode.
Yeah, he's a prick.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Let's get right into it. So the cold open, we're in the coffee shop. It's completely unrelated. Rachel, just another demonstration of her being a terrible waitress. She's reading types of tea to a customer.
No, this is accurate of America. In Disneyland, California, one of the most biggest tourist hotspots for America, North America travelers, I would say, don't you think, of all the country? Surely one of the Disneylands, Disney World, is going to be up there. I went in and asked for a cup of tea, and she was like, And I was like, do you have herbal teas? Have you got English breakfast or something? She's like, and she went out the back and brought out the box.
Yeah.
The box the truck brings to the store. To Disneyland. And she was like, this is all we've got. And I was like, okay, so you've got chamomile, you've got peppermint, you've got this. I was like, okay, cool. I'll have a chamomile, please. And she was like, oh, okay. And she had to read the little tea tag.
Says steep for 3 minutes.
Yeah. And then she gave it to me and she was like, it says steep for 3 minutes. I'm like, babe, I know.
I know they don't drink a lot of tea there. But that's the joke here is that she's reading the list of tea to the wrong guy. It's not the guy who asked for the tea.
No. So, I mean, maybe she just got sidetracked with her job, with her task. Having to list all the teas, and she didn't even realise who she's talking to.
Okay, so you're all Team Rachel here.
Oh, usually not, but it's an easy mistake to make in a country where apparently no one drinks cups of tea.
So then Monica arrives at the coffee shop, bringing Rachel her mail, which I find a little bit weird. Rachel's going to be upstairs as soon as her shift ends.
Yeah,
Does she need her mail
take it home.
urgently? Yeah, that's my thing. But in amongst the mail is the country club newsletter. Because Rachel's mother sends it to her.
Could there be anything
more rich white lady.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
country club has a newsletter.
Yes.
Ugh.
And the only reason her mother sends it to Rachel is for the engagement notices for inspiration.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Also, Rachel was engaged.
Yeah, yep. It's just so sad. People still treat their daughters like that.
Yeah.
It's just, ugh. It's yucky.
You know what she does see in the newsletter, though?
Mm.
In the engagement section is a notice for Barry and Mindy.
Why are you saying it like drama? You listed it in the synopsis.
Well, it's shocking to Rachel.
Sure.
She's like, Barry, who you almost, and Mindy, who, you know, like it's...
Monica's saying that to Rachel.
Yes, yeah. It's,
And Mindy, who is your mate? Yes, my maiden.
yeah.
Wow, she's pretty. And Rachel looks at her like, kill me. Kill you. I could kill you. Pretty lucky to have you as a friend.
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been better writing there. It's not the best.
Well, I can't wait until next episode when we can talk a little bit more about Mindy.
Sure.
But Mindy does not actually appear in this episode because then
No.
pretty much as soon as she reads the paper, we're up at the apartment. They're eating Chinese food, which I love Chinese food. It's just Ross and Rachel sitting at the table. And all I could think about was wanting to order a mixed entree.
Yeah. Oh, so true.
Ross asked Marcel to bring him the rice, and he actually does it, which
Yeah.
shocks Ross. He's like, I guess he finally learned the difference between P and the and bring me the.
I know. Why are you testing that out if so far the results have been P in there?
Yeah, just get up and get the fucking rice,
Yeah.
Ross.
Like, what a lazy prick. He's
Well,
making his monkey
Well,
work.
Maybe.
This poor animal.
Maybe just don't have a monkey.
Yeah. Rescued from a lab and forced to work for Rostafar.
Yeah.
Prick.
So Rachel doesn't laugh, though, at this hilarious joke.
Nah, it's
She's
not
too
funny.
distracted thinking about Barry. You know, she
Yep.
says maybe it'd be different if she were with somebody.
And he says, what happened to the old, whole penis embargo?
Penis embargo.
Which
No
gets a
guy-
huge laugh from the audience.
Yeah. And she says, well, there was no heat with Barry. With Paolo, it was all heat. It was just this raw sexual heat.
Yep, to which he, yep, thank you, because he
Yeah.
can't possibly listen to Rachel talk about having sex with someone else.
Yeah.
That's
And
too much for him.
And then this, again, we've had a couple of moments like this so far in this show where they say things and you're like, oh, sweetie, like that should be normal.
Yeah.
Because she says to Ross, haven't you ever wanted both? Someone who's your best friend but can also make your toes curl.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, geez, like that's not something that you should have to think about whether you want.
Oh yeah, but if you've had a bad run in the dating pool, like that's
Yeah.
very normal for people to be like, I wish I could have both those things.
Yeah. So then we
Even
get
though
the
I just got
typical
lucky.
sitcom thing here where it seems like maybe they're about to connect, but then Monica interrupts because
Yep.
the door opens, they all come in, they all saw a movie which the girls loved, the guys hated it.
Yep.
Phoebe is like, well, I'm sorry that it wasn't one of those movies with, a bus that can't drop below 50 miles per hour or whatever it is.
A bus going really fast and
Yeah.
guns and violence.
And but Joey says, he doesn't need violence to enjoy a movie so long as there's a little nudity.
Yeah, which gets a huge laugh from the audience. And they're like, there was nudity. He's like, sorry, female nudity.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Lou Grant frolicking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, Hugh Grant not being such a massive star then that like people could still, get his name wrong. Like they all turn around, they're like, Hugh Grant.
Oh, no, Hugh Grant was a big star then. I think the joke is just that Joey's an imbecile.
Well, but Joey's an actor. Like in the last episode, he got a Daniel Day-Lewis film and now he doesn't know Hugh Grant's name. Is it
I mean, okay.
is it just a Friends
Like,
inconsistency?
This
or?
was the same year Sense and Sensibility came out.
Yeah.
And he'd already been in 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which is what made him a big star.
Yeah.
So that was the year before this. So, I think he's a pretty big name. My question is, though, what movie were they watching? Because I don't think Hugh Grant has ever got
Frolicked.
his trunk out.
No.
Yeah. I mean, if Hugh Grant got his trout out and it wasn't like in a car park with a lady of the night, I think that'd be big news.
A lady of the night. That's so lovely and respectful of you.
He did that.
Yeah, you can just call them sex workers.
Okay.
It's not offensive.
All right. Well, he was
That's
in a car
literally their
getting a
job.
gobby from a sex worker and he got caught.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway.
Allegedly.
What were we talking about, Frank?
So then, okay, speaking of weird stuff, Ross leaves saying that him and Marcel have got to go take a bath.
Yeah.
To which-
What does that mean?
But Chandler's response here, they're still just friends, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's what we're all thinking. It's fucking weird. Why is this bit still a bit?
Yes.
It's been played out. Time for it to go.
And
it nearly almost goes.
yeah.
Unfortunately, we find him.
And then, so Rachel says that, she's going to look after Marcel tomorrow. Monica asks if Aunt Monica gets a say in that. Finally, I think some realism here. Monica would not want that monkey in her apartment.
But then Ross says, "Oh, unclench, you won't even be here."
That's
That's
it
worse.
You won't be there.
Monica
to
can't
control
control anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly.
Inconsistency. I've got to stop doing that.
Why do you do
I
that?
don't
Sing
know.
song when you.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, then we're at a pizza place. The guys are eating pizza.
Yeah, it looks like good pizza.
I was gonna say this episode just made me want to eat.
Yeah. Most episodes make me want to eat though, but that's a bigger problem.
They've got these huge New York slices. It looks great. Chandler tells Ross that if
it's too floppy though, don't you reckon? Like the pizza's too floppy. Like the way that they have to shake it apart. I'm like, ugh. What's wrong with your pizza?
Yeah. Chandler tells Ross that he needs to get over Rachel. If things were going to happen, they would have happened already.
Yep.
And but Ross he's been heartened by their conversation earlier. He says things. She said she's looking for someone exactly like me.
And Joey's like, wait, that's what she said. Those were her words.
Well, I added the exactly like me part.
Yeah, and no one sees how unhinged he is.
Yeah. Yeah, so he says he's going to try for it tonight. After she spent all day taking care of his monkey.
Which just constantly sounds like a euphemism for things.
Does.
Which, of course, Chandler leaps on.
Yeah, well, he points out,
Chandler.
he says, I can't remember the last time a girl took care of my monkey. But Ross says he's going to bring wine and try to woo her.
Yeah.
Which Chandler says, well, you should take her back to the 1890s when that phrase was last year.
Yeah. You use the phrase woo all the time.
I use lots of phrases that you think are from the 1890s. All the time I'm like, oh man, I'm going to avoid that like the plague.
No, that's like, I feel like that's common enough.
Okay.
Wooing, maybe not, but I don't know. I'm a Pride and Prejudice fan. I'm all right with it. So then we are at the apartment and Rachel's looking after Marcel and they're watching a soap opera together, which is a bit cute.
Yeah, that's Dr. Francis. She used to be a man.
Yeah. What is this? Is she watching... She's not watching Days of Our Lives because...
Nah, it's probably Passions.
Passions was so shit. And yet I would watch it after school with my friends if we were at a play date.
Yeah.
A play date, not like that. High school.
But she gets distracted from her TV show because Marcel is playing with Monica's shoe, brings it over playfully. He's done a shit inside of it.
Yes, I know. What is, like... Guys, this monkey doesn't belong in an apartment setting, ever.
Yeah.
Like, can it just...
Put it back in the jungle.
No, because it doesn't know how to fend for itself.
Yeah.
It needs to go to like a rehabilitation center for monkeys or something, and then, or, like a zoo that has rehabilitation programs or something.
Yeah. And so this is the moment, this is the titular moment where
you just wanted to say titular.
She goes to put the shit outside. And
Not outside.
Yeah, in the hallway.
No, she puts it in the magazine with Barry.
Yeah.
And
where do you think newsletter. She takes it to?
The garbage chute, not outside.
The garbage. Yeah, outside of the apartment.
Okay, sorry.
And while doing this, she leaves the door open, and out Marcel goes.
Classic Rachel.
Before we move on, I just got to say something.
Rachel's outfit is so cute. We know.
It is fucking banging. She looks so good this episode.
It's a little bit schoolgirl-esque, which I find concerning that you like that.
I have never overly found Jennifer Aniston like incredibly attractive or anything, but Jesus Christ, this episode I get Ross's obsession.
Okay, cool. Good to know. And yet when I was watching The Bodyguard the other night, you didn't like me going on about Henry Cavill. It wasn't even Henry Cavill. Sorry. Even better specimen of a human being, Richard Madden. Because he's Scottish.
You think he's hotter than Cavill?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. He's Scottish. That gives him like 50 extra points.
Okay, all right.
In my point system in my head.
Okay. So later on, Joey, Monica, and Chandler arrive at the apartment. They're asking Rachel how she lost him. I really, really enjoy this thing. because Rachel says, he pooed in one of Monica's shoes, and Monica asks which one.
Which one? I don't know. The left one?
No, which ones? The clunky Amish ones that you always wear.
That you think go with everything. It's so Rachel to say something like that.
Oh, see, but then the best part of this scene, Phoebe comes in and asks why the air is so negative.
Yeah.
They tell the story, and Phoebe says, which one? Yeah, the cute little black ones. No. Which one? Because the left is lucky.
And it was the left one.
How do you know? Because that's what Rachel had said.
Yeah, Rachel just said.
Yeah, okay,
and it was the left one.
Yeah, I need better comprehension skills.
Okay.
But then they're trying to work out where Marcel could have gone, and Joey asks, all right, you're a monkey. You're loose in the city. Where do you go? It just made me think of, have you ever seen the movie Dunstan Checks In?
No.
It's from like in 93 or 94 or something.
Of course it is.
And it's about this like a jewel thief who has a pet monkey.
Oh.
And the monkey gets loose in a hotel. And
oh, God. Our girls
I think
would
the
love
monkey,
that.
from memory, the monkey like befriends a kid or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds exactly like up our kid's alley.
Do you remember when we watched Baby's Day Out?
Yeah. Our youngest loved that film. She lapped it up.
Yeah, but when Joey asked this, probably one of my favorite lines in the episode is Chandler, again, just being sarcastic. All right, well, it's his first time in the city, so probably the touristy stuff. I'll go to Cats. You guys check out the Russian tea room. What is the Russian tea room? This is like the 5th time it's been mentioned in Friends.
It's not the 5th time it's been mentioned. It gets mentioned. It's just like a fancy place. And wasn't it up really high? Actually, was it in the Twin Towers?
Was it?
Was it? I don't know.
You don't know what you're talking
No, I'm
about.
asking. I asked.
The Russian Tea Room, located next to Carnegie Hall, is a treasured, globally renowned cultural institution and enchanting magical place.
Enchanting magical
is
place?
what their website says.
What? That makes it sound like Disneyland.
Okay. People often ask, according to Google, why is the Russian Tea Room famous? Since being founded by members of the Russian Imperial Ballet in 1927, the Russian Tea Room has been a second home for bold-faced names and the intellectual elite.
Well, a monkey's not going there.
Well,
silly Chandler.
You're cute. All right, so then they leave. They go to look for Marcel in the building, and they leave Rachel at home for when Ross gets there. Monica and Phoebe start by checking with Heckles.
Of course.
He left a Belgian waffle in the hallway, and he gets cranky that it's missing.
Why would you leave it in the hallway? Because I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
The way he answers that.
Yeah, they ask if he's seen a monkey, and he says he saw Regis Philbin once.
Yep, as usual, he's pretty useless. But I would just like to note how old Mr. Heckle is. That's all. Just note it for a future scene.
What? For a future scene in this in this episode?
Yes. He is an old man, correct?
I wouldn't say he's old.
Is he a young man?
He's not a young... I mean, he's older than the friends, but I would say he's in his 40s.
What?
Yeah.
He is designed to look old. Very old.
No way. He's not, like, ancient.
He's got white, fluffy hair. He's always wearing a robe. What are you talking about? Mr. Heckles, it's implied he is old. And he's not played by a 40-year-old actor.
I reckon he is.
Well, look him up then, because you're wrong.
All right, okay. Larry Hankin, who played Mr. Heckles, was born in 1937.
Oh,
47, 57,
just a
67,
young'un.
77, 87, 97. Okay, he's in his 60s.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I'll take that apology now.
So we're back in the apartment. Rachel's on the phone to animal control. Ross comes in, the Rossitron, and she covers by saying that,
So he's a black poochin monkey with a white face and Russian dressing with pickles on the side.
Yeah.
The word Russian gets a lot of mention in this episode.
Very Russian episode. Yeah.
No, that's not what I said.
This is one of the fun. As much as I dislike this episode, I think this right here is the funniest moment of the season.
When she's changing the order on the phone?
No. When Ross starts to open the wine and he asks
Oh,
her out.
yeah,
She's a bit distracted.
sorry.
She says, "Oh God, Ross, I can't do this." And he just says, "Okay, quick and painful," and he recorks
the wine. Fuck, that is funny.
The way that he does it, just slowly twisting that cork back in.
And he's like leading up to telling her, you
man.
know, like, "Hey, Rachel, I think you and I are meant for each other, blah, blah, blah." And she's standing there freaking out.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I can't do this." Okay, quick and painful.
Yeah. It just, man, it sent me. It was so good.
Yep.
But so she tells him, she says, "I lost Marcel," and he is furious.
Yep.
We cut to a reaction shot from out on the balcony where we see Marcel watching.
He's just sitting
them.
out there.
He's just chilling.
Yep. But we can see how angry Ross is getting. Like,
dude, he is the world's
he's behaving
biggest
like
cunt right now.
Well, no, he gets worse. But like, he's behaving like she has murdered his child.
The way he says to her, "I shouldn't have started you off with a monkey. I should have started with a pen or a pencil."
Yeah,
what
that
a
is
prick.
that is so fucking patronizing.
Yeah, so it's wild.
Also, like I should have, because we all know where Ross's head is going. Rachel doesn't know this yet, but ultimately Ross thinks they belong together and they'll have children together and it will be magical. So when he's implying, like a patronizing prick, "I should have started you off with a pen or a pencil because, you know, something that doesn't matter and requires no actual care," like, fuck you, Ross. Firstly, why aren't you looking after your monkey? Where do you go every day when you go to work?
Yeah, who looks after? I was wondering this too.
Like, what happens to Marcel? But we know he's like almost testing Rachel's like mothering skills.
I was wondering
something?
that too, because I'm like, for what reason was she even looking after Marcel?
Yeah.
We saw him and the guys out for pizza just earlier, and nobody was looking after Marcel as far as we know.
Nope.
Like, yeah.
It's so strange.
Yeah.
It's just deeply, deeply disturbing behavior.
So this is when animal control arrive, and Ross gets even madder. He reveals that Marcel is an illegal exotic animal, and they'll take him away.
I love when Rachel's like, "Oh, do you not like them?"
I mean, so he's basically Tiger King, I guess.
He wishes.
Yeah, and so they try to cover to animal control. They say, no, it was just a misunderstanding. We thought we had a monkey, but we didn't. Turns out it was a hat.
A cat.
Phoebe and Monica arrive. No, they say hat.
No, she says hat and he says cat. Because that's more believable that you would call about a cat.
Yeah, I thought hat was funnier.
Oh, okay.
So Monica and Phoebe arrive saying there's no sight of Marcel. Who's Marcel? That's my uncle. Is that who the monkey's named after?
Good on your Phoebes.
Yeah, that's very funny. And it turns out that Monica and Rachel went to high school with the animal control girl.
Yes.
They don't remember her at all. They are as blind on her face as I am with everybody.
With everyone, except mine and our children's.
And Louisa is, she's not mad at Monica. She was fat. She had her own problems. But Rachel...
what she says.
Yeah, but Rachel, what a bitch. She says, would it have been so hard to say good morning, Louisa, or nice overalls, Louisa?
And that gets such a laugh in the audience.
I guess the joke here is that overalls...
She wore overalls?
See,
But we have seen Jennifer Aniston in recent episodes in overalls.
There is a difference, I guess, between an attractive person in overalls and an unattractive person in overalls.
Oh,
I'm not saying from my perspective. I'm saying in the zeitgeist and pop culture, I'm guessing that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to the only time I remember seeing overalls is, firstly in She's All That.
When she's in her ugly phase.
Yes, yeah. And then spoofed, of course, brilliantly in Not Another Teen Movie, where they're I can't, but look at her, she's in overalls. She's got paint on her overalls, and she's got glasses, even though she's incredibly attractive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the joke is, overalls.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Monica asks the animal control lady if she'll go easy on them, but she says no. And as she leaves, Phoebe cries out with a dun dun dun.
Fuck, that's funny. Because she's never taken a situation too seriously, nor should she. This whole situation's stupid. It's not like Marcel's going to be put down in animal control.
Yeah,
he will be rehomed somewhere that's appropriate for him.
Yeah, not.
I'm on Luisa's side.
Yeah, me too.
So while we still don't know where Marcel is, Joey and Chandler are also knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Don't know why everyone has to go in pairs. But anyway, the boys split up from the girls and they knock on Hot Girl City.
So hot.
Hot Girl Apartment.
So hot. And literally hot because their radiator is broken.
Yes.
I love this. It really set me. When she says, do you guys know anything about fixing radiators? And Joey's like, oh, yeah. Did you try turning the knob the other way? Oh, the no. It's so true. You feel like you could be an expert at these things, but you only know the simplest solution. If that doesn't work, it's like, oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, which is great because that actually comes back in later episodes when Monica and Rachel's radiator breaks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And so Chandler, he wants to help these ladies. He thinks that they need help. But Joey, of all people...
Yeah.
Joey, good friend Joey, we can't. We promised Ross.
Joey is always a better friend than he is a perv. And, that's a silver lining.
Yeah. But Chandler is saying we have to help these people. They're very hot, and they're very hot. This little bit from Joey, did you not find this funny?
Nope.
When he's like, he's about yay high, he answers the name Marcel. So if we can get some pictures of you, you'd really be helping us out.
Yeah, that's not okay. And that's, of course, when the girls leave and close their door. Which is fair enough, because that's fucking creepy.
I thought
I went from loving Joey to being like, yep, of course.
Yeah. He's still very hit and miss this first season.
Yes. Yeah.
I think they're still kind of just finding their feet with him. I mean, at least he's not talking about punching hookers in the face.
Again, yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah.
Silver linings, hey?
So then we're down in what I guess is like the... I don't know what
basement.
This is. But what?
It's where they fog Danny.
Is this like where?
Yeti?
Like
I mean Danny.
Is this like where the fuse box or something is?
I think it's just like the basement where people are allowed to store their stuff. We had a basement car park in our apartment.
Yeah. All right. And so Monica and Phoebe are searching for Marcel. I love this moment when Phoebe gets all scared. Something just brushed against my left leg.
Yep.
Oh, okay. It was just my right leg.
Yeah. It was actually right to left, but anyway.
Oh.
Call yourself a real fan. I love that because as soon as you put yourself in a scary situation, anything can set you off, including your own body.
100%. But they do find Marcel. They see him.
Yep.
But unfortunately, they're not the only ones there. Louisa, the animal control chick, arrives and she goes to shoot Marcel with a trank.
Yeah, just a gentle tranquilizer dart. And Phoebe, bless her, she jumps in front of Marcel, gets a dart in the butt, and Marcel runs away.
Are tranquilizers as commonly used by animal control as movies and TV would have you believe?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like you see them constantly in these kinds of situations. And it can't be right. It can't be.
Well, given neither of us have any qualifications in that area, I guess we'll just forever have to wonder.
But yeah, so you're right. Phoebe just jumps in front of it. And she's like, run, Marcel, run!
I know. Phoebe's the best.
And Marcel does run. He does. He finds a banana in the hallway.
And he is picked up by some very young-looking hands.
Oh, this is why you wanted to talk about Heckles. Okay, I do agree with you. I also
arms,
made a note.
I know exactly whose they are.
You think they're Joey's?
They are. They're Joey's arms.
I do agree with you. They are definitely not Heckles' hands.
So Matt LeBlanc is weirdly hairless. I have discussed this with a friend.
Okay, I did notice that because my whole thing was, why would they, even if they weren't using Heckles, even if it was a body double or something, why not make him wear like the Heckles bathrobe? Because you're right, these hands you can see like all the way up to like the elbow.
Yes,
and they are like very.
This person's
hairless.
Obviously in a singlet or a t-shirt.
Yeah,
and they're very hairless and young looking.
Yeah.
Like there's no veins, there's no wrinkles, there's no like sun marks or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, that's Matt LeBlanc's
Good
arms.
analysis.
Cool.
Good analysis.
Anyway,
it's a good close reading of the scene,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So then they got me on the big jobs.
Then we're out on the street. Ross and Rachel are still searching, and Ross is being
a prick.
The absolute worst. He kicks the street light.
Yeah.
She apologizes again. she's like, look, if I kick the sign and she kicks it, and he's like, oh, good, now that you kicked it, I don't miss Marcel anymore.
I know.
He is, honestly, this scene made me angrier.
But it's the kicking of things, and like earlier when Rachel had called animal control, he walks towards her so much so that she has to back up around the kitchen table. Like, it's very intimidating behavior.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I would not stand for that. I'd be like, yeah, I don't think we should be friends after this. I'll help you find your monkey, and then like, nah. Yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah, and he's so busy being a dick that he doesn't even notice someone delivering a giant crate of bananas. He's so busy just belittling her.
Can you get giant crates of bananas delivered in the night in New York?
Mate, New York, city that never sleeps. You can get anything delivered in the middle of the night. You want a crate of bananas? I mean, what have you got, a potassium deficiency? I've seen Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. If you don't eat a banana, you can die, man.
I don't think that's true, but okay. So the friends then reunite. Somehow they all found each other again, even though they don't have mobile phones, and we're all knocking on Mr. Heckles' door.
Yeah, holding the box of bananas. I guess, did they accost the banana delivery guy and steal the delivery?
Did they pay for some themselves?
Yeah, I'm a bit confused as to what they did here. I'm guessing maybe they paid to say, hey, where are you delivering those to?
I know, but like, they're not supposed to give out people's names and addresses, even if it's just buying bananas.
I mean, they're not doctors, but I do know what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
It's all a bit unbelievable.
They're questioning Heckles. They're saying, why did you order these? He says it's for potassium. Again, he's clearly seen Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Yep.
And Marcel is in a tutu. Ross and Heckles take turns calling him. You know,
he doesn't know who to go.
He doesn't know who to go to, which I think I think that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Given that this monkey has
not
been
that bonded with Ross.
Yeah, this monkey's been living with Ross for months now.
Maybe the monkey's sick of having baths with Ross.
Heckles. Yeah.
Well, honestly.
But then Animal Control arrive and
Marcel just wanders right into that cage.
That's what I was thinking too.
Like, no fight is put up. Marcel just wanders on in. He's like, cool. Can you please get me out of here?
Yeah.
Get me away from these two crazy men.
But Rachel begs with Louisa. She says, please, you know, like, if you take this monkey, you will be ruining a friendship with one of the greatest guys I know, etc., etc.
No, she says just one of the most, like, special people to me or some shit like that.
Either way.
And Ross is like, doesn't think, maybe I shouldn't have yelled at her and intimidated her for the last 2 hours.
Still never apologizes either.
Oh, Ross doesn't apologize.
Rachel's pleads don't work.
He so does not.
Louisa's too much of a bitch in overalls. She still doesn't. But then Rachel threatens to tell her boss that she shot Phoebe in the butt.
Yep.
And that's it. She lets Marcel go.
Yep.
Job done.
Case solved. Good job, gang. Scooby-Doo and all that.
And so then we get the big closing moment of the episode.
Yeah.
They're in the apartment. Ross is trying to take Marcel's tutu off and he won't have it.
Of course Ross is trying to take the tutu off.
Yeah, Ross doesn't want his boy monkey wearing girl things.
No, it's, oh my God. He needs therapy. Ross needs help.
Yeah. And finally Ross does, I think it's a weak apology, but he does apologize to Rachel and he says, you know, we should open that wine.
Yeah.
He turns off the light for some mood lighting. This is the bit of the episode that makes me the most angry. He's been a prick to her all night. He still decides here he wants to try have a go with her, and for some
he's owed Rachel, honey. Didn't you know that?
For some reason, he decides that now is the best time to do it when he spent an entire night just belittling her and calling her a piece of shit.
Should have started you with a pencil.
And the way he starts this conversation is, I was thinking about how we got mad at each other before.
Yeah. Yep.
She never got mad at him.
Nope.
I don't know, just something about that. I just didn't like. It irked me. Did it give you the ick as well?
Everything Ross does in this early season gives me the ick.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Yep. So he is thinking, we were equally arguing with each other there.
Yeah.
Never was I intimidating her, being patronizing towards her, belittling her. No, this was an honest misunderstanding between equal friends.
Yeah.
that I am owed to sleep with at some point.
Well, and he's trying to get her well drunk. He pours the wine, and she's like saying no, and it's played as a joke. The audience laughs, but I don't know, man. He's really trying to get her drunk here.
Yeah, of course he is.
But before he can do anything, she's rescued by Barry. Barry rushes into the room. Her knight in shining armor saving her from this...
From Rostafar.
From this disgusting, belittling, monkey fucking...
A monkey fucking? Oh my god!
Barry rushes into the room and says he can't do it. He can't marry Mindy because he's still in love with Rachel.
Yep. And the way she gasps, and he's like, we have got to start locking that door.
Yeah.
It's not your apartment!
No, but I do have a question. How did Barry know where Rachel lived?
Yeah. He's never visited her there before.
He's never visited.
He's had no reason to, she gave him back his stuff at his dental surgery.
Yes,
that's
right. Yep.
Yeah, good pickup.
I mean, I guess maybe he could have asked her parents. We know her parents know where she lived because they're sending her the fucking country club newsletter. So maybe he asked her parents. But, I was just a little bit like, wow, okay. I mean, look, this is the pessimist in me. But parents out there, don't go telling kids' ex-partners or anything where they live because, I don't know, man. You just never know. You never know. No,
but like you assume they'd known Barry quite a while.
Maybe.
Like they had no reason to trust that he was dangerous.
I guess. So, that's the big dramatic end of the episode. May as well end on a to be continued, but it doesn't.
Nope.
We have a tag. Which I really don't like. No, actually, Monica's showing high school photos from their yearbook. Here's all the kids from Sound of Music. Where are they? She's in front of them because she's fat. Get it? Chandler thought she was an Alp.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's just awful.
Yeah, and then the scene just...
And looking at how thin she is now, like you'd be like, Monica, you're enough. We love you just as you are. You wouldn't be like, yeah, you were fucking hideous in high school.
Well, things continue to get worse and weird because Joey says he loved high school. It was just parties and sex.
Yeah, of course it was for Joey.
Chandler has a line here, which at the time I'm sure played okay.
Yeah,
but you can't say this now.
Doesn't read well now.
He says he went to an all-boys boarding school, so sex would have involved a major lifestyle choice.
Yeah, it's not a choice.
It's not a choice.
It's literally in your DNA. Which they have alluded to, like, that they know at this time in the 90s, earlier. Because I think did Ross say it at one point or something?
I don't know.
Someone said it, like, so they know it's a thing and he's still spouting on about fucking lifestyle choices.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And then we get the tag of the episode, which is just Phoebe dancing around as her butt cheek wakes up.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and I think that's included in the opening credits now. It's the exact same outfit, but it's not the same scene. So clearly they ran that a few times and, maybe it's in the blooper reels.
Yeah.
I love the blooper reels.
All right, so even though we hate Ross in this episode, how do we feel about the episode as a whole? How are you scoring this one?
Yeah, it's not my fave. I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, I'm also a 4. It's easily my least favorite
below
episode
average.
we've watched so far. I don't find most of it that funny. I really dislike the Ross-Rachel stuff in this episode.
Yes.
The 4 points I'm giving it are purely for Rachel's outfit, which is just the best thing she's ever worn. She should wear it every episode.
Yeah, well, I would prefer Richard Madden wear nothing.
I know you would, you horny dog.
Anyway, let's do our trivia.
Okay.
What?
Oh, you didn't even call it a lightning round. You're wanting to rush through this, are you?
It's not a lightning round yet because everything's piss easy.
All right. Your 1 point question. Monica gets a job creating recipes using a fake chocolate product that goes by which name?
Marklet.
That's the one.
What was the name of Ross's first wife?
Carol.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It's not
I honestly had to think for a moment because I'm like, surely that can't. There must be a trick here.
Nope, that was it.
Your 2 point question. What did Joey want to name his son?
Oh, shit.
Oh, am I going to claw back ahead?
Oh, hang on. I feel like we just watched that one recently.
I'll give you a hint.
Isn't it when they're at the hospital?
I'll give you a hint. It's not a traditional name. It's not really a name.
I know.
To the point where it starts with a the. I've just given you a huge hint.
I know.
If you don't get it then.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Give up.
The Hulk. He wants to name his kid the Hulk.
God, that's so depressing. Because yours is so easy and so much fun. During the quiz, it is revealed that which name appears on the address label of Chandler's TV guide.
The best thing about this question is that was an actual question during the quiz, the lightning round. And she got it wrong because she said, Chandler, it's Chandler Bing. Nope, it's Miss Chanandler Bong.
Yep. Damn it, now you're one ahead again.
I sure
You never get the hard ones.
Well, that's crap.
It is not.
All right, that was the one where the monkey gets away. We did it. Next week, we'll be looking at the one with the evil orthodontist.
Yep. Excellent.
All right. Thank you for joining us here at the one where we watched. We've had a barrel of fun. We can have a gallon of Alan with you guys. If you're enjoying what we're doing, then once again, tell your friends, share it around, give us a rating on iTunes and Spotify and all that good stuff. Check out the rest of the Potty Mouth Network, and we'll catch you next week with the one with the evil orthodontist.
I don't need to see Lou Grant frolicking.